Hi CC families, this is Mrs. Shannon with Cycle 3, Week 3, and we're going to start with English this week. I made these books for each of my students and try to make sure you can see it. We're talking about a past participle. So you can see I wrote past participle kind of in pencil with like dashes, dots, so they could trace it. And then a past participle is a verb plus ed, so I'm going to have them write the ed in that line. And then often some of my students like to just trace the other words that I wrote as well as part of the definition, so they can totally do that if they want. So I'm going to get them started on this. I always have these books set out on the table for them, so they walk in, they find their book, I put their name on the front of each book, and I'm going to give them a sticker each week that when they're all done, they can put the sticker on the front. So at the end of the year, they'll have 24 plus stickers on their book. So as they're working on this, I'm going to teach them a song that goes to Do Your Ears Hang Low? And I got this idea from Driven by Grace. So it goes like this. A past participle is a verb plus ed used as an adjective or a verb. A past participle is a verb plus ed used as an adjective or a verb. So that is English. After English, I will do timeline. So I have these timeline cards that I got from the Classical Conversations bookstore. I put the first letter of each event on the card to help the kids kind of identify which card is which. And I'm gonna have these hidden around the room before the kids even come in. And then when we get to this point after English, I'll collect the English notebooks and say, okay, go find a timeline card hidden around the room. So each person finds one card and then they come back to the table depending on how many kids you have. I have 7 this year, so it works out 7 cards, 7 kids. And so they'll bring their card back to the table, and then I'll have painter's tape up on the wall, 7 pieces. So we'll go over each event, and then if the first event, Hinduism in India, I'll say, who has Hinduism in India? What does Hinduism start with? Hinduism. Oh, it starts with an H. Oh, and then whoever has it will be like, oh, me. And then they can go stick it against the wall in order. This has worked really well, so I'm just sticking with this for a while because it works. So, and kids like kind of to know what to expect in repetition. So if something works, I say just stick with it for a little while until you feel like you need a change. So then I'm gonna have them go stand up under the cards, and we're gonna go over the motions again. We already did this as a big group, but I'm gonna go over them again with the kids as our smaller group. So our first one is Hinduism in India. So we're gonna go like Hinduism in India, and then we're gonna go Phoenicians, which is like we'll make a little boat. Phoenicians and the alphabet, so A, B. And then Mesoamerica, make an O and go around my face. Israelite Exodus, so we're gonna go like that. And desert wandering, Israelite conquests and judges. Greek Dark Ages, Israel's United Kingdom. So I'll do it one more time. So Hinduism in India, Phoenicians and the alphabet, Mesoamerica, Israelite Exodus and desert wandering, Israelite conquests and judges. Greek Dark Ages, Israel's United Kingdom. So that is timeline. After timeline, we're gonna do geography. So I have these lovely maps that our director got us, but if you don't have this, then you can go on CC Connected. I showed in my other videos, because I didn't have these yet. You can print this map of the United States on one side, and then, let me see if I can open this map on the other side. They're both in the Sandbox Magazine and CC Connected. What I'm gonna do is pre-outline in dry erase marker each state that we're talking about this week. So I will have done that at home before I come in. And so each kid will have a map like this with those outlined, and then I'm gonna have each kid every week outline the United States in a dry erase marker. So each kid is going to do that every week to just get an idea of the shape of the United States. Then I have these little paper fish. I have no idea where I got them, but if you have like a little figurine or anything like this, to just have them point to each state, it's just kind of fun. I did fish because these states are all along the Atlantic Ocean, lots of fish in the Atlantic Ocean. So, but anything you have really, or you can just use your finger, or you can use a little finger puppet or something like that. So we're gonna go over each state. So we're gonna start with Annapolis, Maryland, and then we're gonna go to Richmond, Virginia, and then Charleston, West Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and Washington, D.C. So as we do that, I'm gonna teach them the song, the Classical Conversation State song to each of these. I'm gonna have them try to move their fish as we do each one. So, Annapolis, Maryland, Richmond, Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Washington, D.C. Do that one more time because I kind of got off tune. So, Annapolis, Maryland, Richmond, Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Washington, D.C. And then I'll probably give them some dry erase markers and have them color in each of their states while we sing the song a few more times. So that is geography. Okay, so after geography, we are gonna do math. And so for fives, I'm gonna have them turn to the person next to them and we're gonna give a high five for fives. So we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. And then I'll have them turn to the person on the other side of them, do the same thing. Then maybe do it with their other hand. Just kind of switch it up so they do it their 7 times or however many times you think is appropriate. And then for the sixes, so I'm going to have them do a silly action card. So I've showed these cards before, I'll link them again where to find them. You could probably just search for silly action cards and find stuff, but we have stuff like push-ups, or this is upside down, but pencil jumps, or let's see what else, lunges, or you can just make up some. You don't even need these cards, but it's kind of fun to like each kid give a kid a card and then, you know, do them a lot of times. So first we'll probably sing it together normally, and then we'll do some of these actions as we sing it. So it goes like this: 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72, 78, 84, 90. So then again, maybe a kid has soldier march. So we're gonna march like soldiers while we sing it. 6, 12, etc. So you can do that just to get them out of their seats moving. I think it's good. And math's easy for them to get them up and moving and stuff. So that is what I'm gonna do for math. For history, we're talking about the Boston Tea Party. And let's see if I can find, I have this beautiful painting by Kimberly. I will link her below. She has a shop and she's made just designs for the history sentence and science and math, and she's also done hymns for each week. She has so much, so you should check her out. I will link her below. But the Boston Tea Party, so I'm gonna do silly words again because that just has worked really well and I love it, they love it, so everybody's happy. So the way I do that is I'm gonna read the sentence the normal way and have them just listen really carefully. So in 1773, colonists disguised as Mohawks dumped tea from the British East India Company into the Boston Harbor. So we'll say that first, and then I'll say, okay, I'm gonna read it again, but I might say some silly words instead of the real words. So if you hear a silly word, Tell me. Okay, so listen really carefully. So I'll say, in 1773, kitty cats disguised, and I'll be like, kitty cats? No. Oh yeah, what should it be? Oh, colonists. Okay, so in 1773, colonists disguised as monkeys. Monkeys? No, Mohawks. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's start over. In 1773, colonists disguised as Mohawks dumped peas, no, not peas, T-O-T. So you see how I go back every time and read it correctly until the next silly word. So instead of tea, I did peas, and then instead of, I did Boston East Igloo instead of Boston East India Company, and then into the Boston Hippo instead of Boston Harbor. So those are the silly words I use. You can do whatever you want. You could just like do it as your make up words as you do it. I don't do great on the fly like that, so I prep before, but some of you probably would. So that's what we're gonna do for history. I also have this history coloring page from Etsy. I'll link it below where I got it, but if we need like a snack break or something, I might have them color it while we just listen to the Classical Conversations history song. So we might do that, depending on just how everybody's feeling. So then, let's see, after history, we're going to do Latin. So I'm gonna get everybody up and we're gonna go over the Latin first, and we're gonna say them all together. And then we're going to, since it's we sing a song to the tune of London Bridge, I'm gonna have the two parents kind of form a bridge with their arms, and then the kids are gonna be in a little train, and we're gonna go, circle the room and then go through under the bridge that the parents form. And then when the song stops, the parents are gonna like drop their arms around, and whoever's like in the middle of their arms when the bridge falls, then they got caught. It was just kind of fun. And then we'll do it again. So just kind of a fun way to do that. So first I'll go over them, and then we'll sing this song to the tune of London Bridge is Falling Down. So it goes like this. Hic this hoc same ipso ipsum him, cui whose quod that eam it illum him. Hic this hoc same ipso ipsum him, cui whose quod that eam it illum him. And then again, when we stop, the parents will drop their arms down and we'll say, oh, who did they catch? Oh, they got you, haha. And then we'll do it again. So, fun way to do Latin. Okay, so after Latin, we are gonna do science, the 3 kinds of muscle. I'm not doing a song for this week. We're just gonna do hand motions. So skeletal, we're gonna stand really straight. Can't really see me stand, but we're gonna stand really straight and put our arms straight by our body, skeletal. And then smooth, we're gonna just kind of rub our arms smooth. And then cardiac, we're gonna put our hands over our heart. So what are the 3 kinds of muscle? Skeletal, smooth, cardiac. And then I have this science coloring page from the same person from Etsy, I'll link below. And this I put on my tutor board, or you could just use at home, from Kimberly as well. Okay, so that's science. I think I've done, all those. So for fine arts, we're gonna do upside down drawing, and this is from the book Drawing with Children. And I like this. It's like a cute little teddy bear. So we're gonna draw this, but I'm not gonna show this to the kids yet. I'm just gonna say we're gonna draw something fun. And so I'm gonna give them each a piece of paper, and up on the whiteboard, I'm going to turn this upside down and have something covering it, so a piece of paper covering it. And I'm just going to draw a little bit at a time and talk about oils. So I'm gonna say, okay, we're gonna draw like a curved line like this. Okay, next we're gonna extend our curved line, and then we're gonna draw 2 smaller kind of humps like that. And I'm gonna have them kind of copy me as we do that. Oh, now we're gonna draw some dots, dots, dots. And then we're gonna draw another curved line and some circles in here. And so I'm just gonna keep kind of moving my paper down and having them kind of copy me. And then when we're all done, Then I'm going to have them turn it over and say, oh, what is it? It's a little teddy bear. And so there's lots of different options you could do. If you feel like you need something really simple, you could just kind of do like a smiley face or a stick figure. But I would encourage you to do something a little bit harder than what you think your kids could do, and just have them kind of be challenged a little bit. It's good. So that's what we're going to do for fine arts. And then for what else I think I did? Oh, for review. Sorry, I knew I was bringing something. I want to start talking about what we're doing for review. For review, I'm going to play musical chairs with them. And so I'm going to have, and I'm not going to do one chair or less. I'm just going to have the number of kids, the number of chairs. And so I'll just probably kind of move them so, you know, they're back to each other, and the kids can just kind of make a circle around the chairs. And then I'm going to laminate these different subjects and put a subject on, you know, tape it below each chair, tape it on the seat of each chair, on the back, whatever makes sense. So then we're gonna play like our first review song. So maybe I'll start with, since we started with English, we'll start with English again. So I'll just kind of play, you know, either last week's English song or the week before, and just have them kind of go around the chairs as I play that, and then they'll plop down, and then whoever is sitting on English can maybe tell me something they heard in that song, like what was that song about? And then we'll do, you know, timeline. And so I'll have them listen, and then whoever sits on the chair that says timeline, I'll be like, okay, can you tell me one of the events you heard from the timeline song that we've done so far? Timeline's easy because you can just do, you know, until week 3 that we're at. So you can do the first 3 weeks. And then we'll just keep going through each subject. So I'll have the songs ready for that. I already, you know, kind of order them and put them on my computer. And so I'll just make sure I have, maybe I'll like put the first 3 weeks of English kind of together so they can loop through first 3 weeks of Latin songs, etc. So that's what we're going to do for review. And then, for presentation, I wanted to give you a presentation idea too. I love hearing about a book that they're reading. We did this last year, and it's just so fun for them to bring a favorite book, one that they're reading now, or just one that's one of their favorites, and just tell the class a little bit about what that book's about. So that will be the presentation for this week. And I think that is it. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll be sure to link those things below, and have a great week. Thanks, bye.